Hey friends, it's Ash again doing a fourth installment. I didn't think I was gonna have to do this, but I guess I'm gonna have to. I wanted to do this especially to note these irregularities that I'm noticing and that others have noticed, okay? So I want to take you to this Zerohedge article that just came out today by Tyler Durden. Uh, Here's the latest on the election. Chaos. That's the best way to describe what has happened in the past 12 hours. Initially, Trump shocked pollsters again after winning Florida by a whopping 370,000 votes, where a surge in Hispanic support crippled hopes for a Biden landslide, followed by wins in Ohio and Texas. The early momentum saw Trump's winning odds at online bookie Betfair surge as high as 80%. However, the momentum reversed after Biden managed to flip Arizona back to blue, while the outcome remained unclear in 6 swing states: Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, all of which are still counting votes. And while we may get some final vote counts today, others could take a few days. And so Biden leading Trump 238 to 213 for the Electoral College. Here's where it got weird. And it shows how close Wisconsin is and also how close Michigan is all of a sudden. Trump's early lead fizzled as Milwaukee absentee ballots were counted, leading to a Democratic lead, and with 95% of the vote counted. Sorry about the noise, guys, got some construction around here. Biden now has a razor-thin 21,000 vote lead. The race in Michigan was razor-thin as well, with Trump fractionally in the lead at 49.4 versus 48.9 for Biden, according to Edison Research. Although Michigan's Democratic Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson said hundreds of thousands of absentee ballots remain to be tabulated, and they will have a much more complete picture of Michigan's results by end of the day. Georgia saw Trump up by 102,000 votes, with 94% of the vote counted, by more votes expected to be counted from the Democratic stronghold of Atlanta. North Carolina similarly saw Trump up by just under 80,000 votes, with 94% counted, although like in Georgia, much of the mailed-in ballots were outstanding. Pennsylvania, a critical state for both candidates, saw Trump lead by 55.7 to 43.1. But here, too, most of the metropolitan mailed-in votes were yet to be counted. Pennsylvania officials said they expect all votes to be counted by Friday. Nevada had Biden up by only 8,000, with 67% of the vote tallied. Edison has reported that counting will not resume until noon Eastern Time on Thursday, with outlets reports the candidates both on 49% with 85% votes. That's what's weird about Nevada. They're saying they're not going to even update anything about their tabulations till Thursday. So why is that? Why are you not giving constant updates as you count the vote, which is what you're supposed to do? You're not supposed to sit on the vote while you look at it and then try to tabulate how you can rig the thing or something. I mean, this is, what else? Why else would you do that? So going down real quick, this is the part that I wanted to show you. Yet some pointed out a bizarre pickup in Michigan Biden votes, who picked up 138,000 votes without a single vote going to Trump. So you see here, how did Biden go up 138,000 votes with no change in Trump's vote tally? So something's going on here. And then boom, it just went. Let's see, it was Trump 2.2 million, 902 to Biden 1.992 million. Then all of a sudden, boom, Biden's at 2.13 million and Trump is at the same exact number, 2.2902, same exact number. But they have him at 50.02% here because they gave 138,000 votes to Joe. Now, if you go look into what the GEMS system is, GEMS, reports came out years ago that the GEMS system has always been compromised. And if you can get into one of these voting centers and hack it, then you can basically change the vote tallies any way you want with the GEMS system, and no one will notice it. So they got to go back into all these machines and look, because something's going on if you're going to add 138,000 votes to one guy and the other guy doesn't get anything. I don't understand how that happens. And they're saying that the same thing happened in Wisconsin. So while everyone was asleep and after everyone went home, Democrats in Michigan magically found a trove of 138,339 votes. And all of those votes magically went to Biden. Question mark. That doesn't look suspicious at all. Sean Davis. A similar odd jump took place in Wisconsin. At 6 a.m. this morning, Joe Biden magically gained 100,000 plus votes in Wisconsin and Michigan. There is zero explanation for this. What is happening? This is insane. Benny Johnson. In any case, Biden needs to make continued progress in the likes of Pennsylvania. Results possibly could be out as late as Friday. Michigan results may be a few days. In Wisconsin, results could be out on Wednesday. Although with most of the outstanding ballots mostly mail-ins, consensus is that they will favor Biden because more Democrats than Republicans voted early. The question is, will this be enough to flip Trump leads in key states? Now they're saying that they like Biden as the odds-on favorite. I still like Trump because if we go back to the map real quick, you can see that. Let me go to Fox. I think they have a little better. I can go into the map on there more. Now this was the other thing I found interesting. Watch the vote count here. All right, this will keep moving, right? Trump's been behind for a while, and he never came back into the lead once he lost it. Well, what's interesting is this will keep going, right? There it goes. Okay, so this thing is still going, right? But on NBC page, when we go to vote count here, this was the same this morning when I came on. It hasn't changed. And how do they know? Here's the other thing that I think is a little bit odd. They're estimating that there's 22 million votes left, 22.6 million. How do you know that? How can you estimate that? How do you know how many? Do you know all the votes that were already tallied? You can't possibly know that if you're still counting mail-ins, right? So how does this number come to? Now let's add that number up. So there's 66 million for Trump, we'll round down, and there's 69 million for, let's say, Biden, right? That's not even 140 million people, right? Plus the other 2 million, okay. But it still doesn't equal, it's not even 140, 150, you know what I'm saying? It's not even 50% of the country. Now, how do you know this? In other words, the turnout is what? What's the turnout? 50%? It's not very good. So I don't understand, I think there's a lot of things here that aren't explained yet. And, we're going to have to see how it plays out. Now, it's going to probably boil down into Pennsylvania. Can Biden, catch him? Is there enough votes left in these counties here to put him over the top in Pennsylvania? And we'll have to see how that plays out. But you could see that he doesn't have much. The biggest county that's left is down here, Montgomery, and it looks like Joe's ahead there. So there's a lot of votes in there for him. The question is it going to be enough? Can he make up all that votes without Trump getting enough more that it's going to, not going to be enough? So we'll see how that plays out. But it looks like they put all their eggs in this basket down here, in my opinion. See what the Times has. They're not updating any of this. I mean, look at the Times. They still haven't called Georgia. It doesn't appear. They're saying counting should be completed by today. So we should have a result in Georgia. That's 16 that should go into Trump's pocket. And North Carolina, I mean, this is the ridiculous part. It says here, mail ballots postmarked by Election Day are accepted until November 12th. So North Carolina is going to still be counting some ballots that they get in 8 days from now. How do we know the veracity of those ballots? How do we know where they're coming from? I mean, we've had so many ballots that people couldn't find that got lost. So this is looking suspicious right here to me. How can you vote? How can you be counting it that many days? Is that going to be challenged in the Supreme Court? Maybe. Is Pennsylvania going to be? Maybe. Yeah. These all might be. They might have a recount in Wisconsin. It's so close. It's probably going to be a forced recount. I mean, he's only down by 21,000 votes. Let's go to Fox for a second and check into, let's see what's going on in Wisconsin here. I mean, there's nothing left to come back. There's only two things, right? Here's Richland. Trump's up there by 10%. and there's only 3% left. They don't want to shut that county for some reason because he's ahead. And then there's this county, which is Pierce, and he's ahead in that one. So he's ahead in both these counties right now. And I don't know what's going on. Either they don't want to close it down because they know he's going to win there, and they're trying to desperately find a way to get some ballots. I don't know, but doesn't appear to me if you only have 2 counties left, you should be closed by now. It shouldn't take you days and days to count this. So that's my opinion. And this is 96% done, and this one's 97% done. So, I mean, they're almost done here. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to close the gap in such a small amount of time. So, I don't know what's going to happen with that, you know. Let's look at Michigan real quick. It's a little bit more complex situation here because we got more counties that haven't still reported back. Manistee County looks like it's in Trump's favor with 93% in. Then you got Charlevoix, looks like. Looks like Trump's up big there. Looks like Trump's up in Lapeer. Looks like Biden up in Genesee by only 5,000 votes, though. So, you know, these are all close. And Trump's up in a lot of them. And the ones he's not, he's kind of close, except this one. Oakland, big county here. Macomb, Trump up. You know, a lot of these, they're close. But it doesn't look like, you know, this could be closer, actually, to Wisconsin. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. You know, but where are these ballots all coming from? Where are they going to, you know, got Trump ahead in Allegan. Got Trump ahead in Kent. Got Trump ahead in Jackson. And he's ahead in a lot of these, you know, it's going to be real close. Now, the question is, do they already know that they lost these and they're just desperately trying to stall it and do anything they can? Also, Nevada's in play, but they're not, you know, they're not even, it's just ridiculous that they're not coming out with any updates until, you know, what are you doing there? Who's, you know, who's looking over what these people are doing for 2 days while they're supposedly counting? Is there any other, you know, outside force there? So anyway, that's that. Probably be my last update for a while. I'll take a break and see how this all plays out. But if they're going to wait till Friday on some of this stuff to report, I mean, this is ridiculous. They're talking about Friday now for one of these states, and you know, Pennsylvania looks like it's going to be challenged, and Wisconsin could be a recount. So you might have a little wait here. All right, guys. So I appreciate you guys watching, and sorry about the noise in the background if you caught that, and just keep your eyes peeled. You know, I wanted to look on some alternative sites just to see what was going on there, and you can see that something's going on in Michigan and Wisconsin. So with that, keep your eyes peeled, and I'll talk soon. Peace.